Alright, I am Eric Kucevic, 35 years old. Started in mixed martial. Well, I started martial arts when I was 20. I had come home from the Navy. I had never been in a fist fight in my life. I was working as an electrician, wiring houses, and pretty much drinking every night. And I just wanted a way to not drink every night. So this girl that I was living with told me about a sport called kickboxing, and I'd seen it, and I had seen like UFC and stuff like that, and thought it was crazy. I was like, what do I know about fighting? I've never been in a fight in my life. But it sounded like a good idea. It sounded like something else to do at night. So I went through the phone book, and I picked out the funniest last name because I got a funny last name. I saw Winklejohn in there. Winklejohn's Kickboxing. It stuck out to me, so I just wandered into the gym about, I don't know, 1997, possibly? 1997, 1998, somewhere around there. Started taking kickboxing with my mentor, Mike Winklejohn. Before Winklejohn and Jackson were the same gym. About 6 months in, just sparring stuff. I didn't really have any dreams of fighting, no plans of it. And about 6 months in, Winklejohn thought I was doing fairly well. He was throwing a little smoker. Decided to ask me if I wanted to fight. Told him sure. I went, did my first kickboxing fight, first fist fight ever in my life. In front of a couple hundred people. It's kind of high pressure. I ended up losing my first one, losing my second one. Then I ended up taking like 22 weeks off because I broke my wrist. And I came back 20-something weeks later, started training again. Scored my first knockout ever in kickboxing. That felt pretty good. I was, hooked. I went on to fight God knows how many smokers, I'm not sure, all kickboxing, Muay Thai, and somewhere in my career, about 4 or 5 years into my kickboxing and Muay Thai career, I'd had some boxing fights. Holly Holm and I went to a mixed martial arts fight at King of the Cage way back in the day when they were doing the fights back here at Santa Ana Casino. And it was pretty cool because back then it was like Keith Jardine, Diego Sanchez, even Forrest Griffin was on the card before anybody had any idea who these guys were. And then I came back and I was pretty inspired. I asked Winklejohn about mixed martial arts, and he called Greg Jackson. Turns out they were friends, training partners, and asked if I could go down and do some grappling. And he said yes. Could Keith come up and work on his stand-up? Because Keith was awesome on the ground and needed some work on his stand-up. I had never been on the ground before, so Keith and I started trading back and forth, going Winklejohn's to Jackson's, Jackson's to Winklejohn's. And then I fought for the world title in kickboxing, in Muay Thai, and actually lost to a guy that I had beaten, Cliff Larson. He took the Muay Thai world title, and I ended up second ranked number 2. Then I made the jump. I did a couple of grappling tournaments, Grappler's Quest in Las Vegas, won a couple titles there. And then they went ahead and put me in a ring for my first mixed martial arts, Kiev Auditorium. I don't know what year it was. It was a while ago. I won my first 6 mixed martial arts fights as an amateur. My first pro fight was Richard Villa, which unfortunately I lost. I had a couple other fights, a few wins, a couple losses, and then I kind of fell out of it. I met my wife, Kim. She moved in with me. She was training at the kickboxing gym at Winklejohn's before, like I said, before Winklejohn's. Jackson's was one. We got engaged. I kind of fell out of the fight scene. I got hurt pretty badly in a fight, and I kind of backed down. This was about the time when Diego was winning the Ultimate Fighter, and Keith Jardines episodes were on, and I kind of fell out of fighting right when Jackson's and Winklejohn's became one gym. It would have been a lot more convenient if it was one when I was there. But we got married. I fell out of kickboxing, mixed martial arts altogether. It was a good time in my life because I met my wife. Competitive-wise, there was nothing going on. I was going nuts. I was struggling with drug addiction, which was pretty bad. And then then we had our son. It's the coolest thing that ever happened to me. My son Eric Kucevic. January 13th. Yeah, January 13th of '07. And how I fell back into martial arts was kind of by accident. I didn't realize how expensive it was having a kid. I needed a second job to pay for his daycare and started working at LA Boxing. I saw an ad for LA Boxing, went and applied. They hired me on the spot to be a fight trainer. Called Winklejohn, called Jackson, made sure that I wasn't stepping on any toes doing that, and got into teaching over there at LA Boxing. The whole time over there, the ownership and everything and I kind of butted heads, but I stayed really, really quiet about it and just came up with this plan. Hey, I can train fighters. You know, I'm gonna open my own gym. So I kept working there. I kept saving money, got loans from the bank, and opened Kucevic's MMA and left LA Boxing a few years ago. I forget exactly when. At that point, I was also struggling with my addiction still. It hadn't come to a head yet. Opened Kucevic's MMA, started training fighters. I loved it. We did cardio kickboxing, we did fight training, did kids class. But I was struggling personally. Adrian Cruz was one of my top students, probably my top guy, him and Steve Garcia, over at the other mean one now. And my drug addiction came to a head, almost killed me in a couple of ways. And I had to get clean from that. That was 2 years ago, October 26th. And I kept running the gym for about 10 months after that. And then I ended up getting tired of it because I was doing everything. Plus I was doing electric work. I wasn't able to pay myself what I needed. And just as I had made the decision to close the gym, which was a heavy, heavy decision, Winklejohn called me and asked how the gym was doing, and I told him, you know, I'm getting out. He said, perfect, because we're moving up to Rio Rancho, mean one is, and I was kind of calling to warn you or see if we could work something out. Sold him some of my equipment, sold him my customer list, have at it. All my guys came over here, and I fell out of it again. I started matchmaking at that same time for Martin Singletary for Evolution. I love doing the matchmaking, but every time I'd go to the fights, I wanted to be in there, you know. I was like, something's always been weighing on my head, and since I left, and I always beat myself up for it. And you know, I contacted Martin about 5 months ago. So I'm thinking about doing this. Let's do it. And he was excited about the idea. I found the perfect opponent, and now we're going for it. And that's yeah, from the beginning of my mixed martial arts career to now. So December 10th, I'm going to be making my comeback in Clovis, New Mexico, Evolution Combat Series Championship. I'm going to be fighting a guy named Brad the Carbon Nordquist. We've both been around for a while. I've seen a lot of tape on him. He's not afraid of anything. He's coming down to 155. We're going to fight at 155. I can't wait to fight the guy. I just can't wait to fight him and watch him. He's seriously not afraid of anything. He just goes. I hope it's going to be I think it's going to be a good fight. Like I said, December 10th, Evolution. Want to thank Up and Coming Fightwear. They're big sponsors of mine right now. I want to thank Mean One and all my training partners there. I know that Anthony mentioned all the training partners, so ditto what Anthony said. And that's about it.